gonna watch Expleened story mode for the first time. Last time I watched incognito mode, internet history was talking about how nobody reacts to their story mode, and we're changing it. Or at least we're gonna give it a try. Are you ready? Go.
Bing bing bong, bing 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 bong, bing bing bing. Welcome to Saw the Game. Well, if you've already seen it, why are you here? The game opens to a POV shot as a person is wheeled into a dim hallway in a wheelchair. Hey, listen, this is a horror game. This is super spooky. Let's actually get...
Isn't that the Twitch guy?
Hey,
isn't that the Twitch guy?
Listen, this is a horror game. This is super spooky. Let's actually get into the mood for once, right? Now, the person who is tied to a chair awakens in front of a television.
The person, a man, is revealed to have the reverse bear trap device on his head as he struggles to free himself from the chair. It's from the movie. The TV turns on, revealing Jigsaw.
A bear trap on your face. It's game over.
Game over.
If they use a device that can kill bears or capture bears, you can't escape that. What is a reverse bear trap? My mouth literally could not close after reading. Who made a design like that? Yeah, that's so gruesome.
The TV turns on, revealing Jigsaw, who calls the man Detective David Tapp.
Okay.
Hello, Detective Tapp. I want to play a game.
They're a bit indirect with it, so we'll be the Saw.
Detective Tapp, you have become obsessed with Jigsaw. That obsession led you to causing me to kill your partner, Detective Singh.
Wait, when he says you have become obsessed with Jigsaw, is it that he's got obsessed with Jigsaw game? Or Jigsaw that person he's trying... Oh, because he's a detective! Okay, never mind. It would be that guy in the TV. He's a detective trying to track him. And then in return, Jigsaw went after his family and now has kidnapped him.
Us in the first movie.
Is this a dude from the movie?
Yeah.
That's Danny Glover.
Yeah.
Why is he 20 years younger?
You're not playing as Danny Glover. You're playing as a detective.
That's Danny Glover.
Yeah.
Why is he 20 years younger?
Now I have trapped you in one of my
the
traps.
same guy.
Look, the bear trap. It sits upon your head and face. And there is a timer on it. Well, when the timer goes off, it will do this. And you will die. You will have to solve the puzzle. You have to catch me. Catch me, Detective Tapp. Catch me.
No, this is supposed to be scary. Detective Tapp.
You got sick of like getting in that character mode. The quick snap out of it.
Detective Tapp goes, we're solving the puzzle. Wait, what are we solving here? What's the puzzle? It's like press X?
Yeah.
Because Detective Tapp is so in touch with the Jigsaw case, he knows how to deconstruct a reverse bear.
This is not how the movie would be though. Just touch the trap and press the button and solve the puzzle this way.
Trap with his hand.
X.
He throws the bear trap off his face and onto the floor. Detective Tapp is very scared. He just evaded death. And he says he doesn't want to play the game anymore.
I won't play your game. I won't!
I don't want to play this game.
Jigsaw. I don't want it.
I quit!
Detective Tapp realizes that he is trapped in the bathroom. He needs to find a way out. Looks like it's Jigsaw's trap time. So he starts looking around and he sees some numbers on the door. When you line them up with the mirror, 437. That must be the code to get out. And look, a padlock over there, 3 digits, you get it. So he gets out the door.
That's kind of fun. This looks like a fun game. So far, it's not like there's like a thrill and it's not too scary.
He is in a very large labyrinthine building. So he starts wandering the halls. trying to find any sort of exit, looking for threats and traps along the way. Suddenly, he hears someone call out for help in the distance.
It's a trap?
He sees the open door and he rushes straight in.
Why would
But
you
then
go
the
in when
door
someone's shouting
locks
it's a
behind him.
trap?
He has wandered out of one bathroom and into another bathroom. He has fallen into another bathroom-style trap, which means that it's
Lunch?
Trap time. Say
Trap time! Uh-oh, there's a very large glory hole in this bathroom. And
There's another person
there is
on
a
the other
man on
side.
the other side waiting to receive. Suddenly the bathroom television turns on.
Ah, Detective Glover, well done for finding my second trap. It is also a bathroom. Here you see before you a toilet filled with used and dirty needles. I dropped my keys in there. If you want to get out of the room, you have to fish my keys out.
Ew.
You'll have to save not only yourself, but this guy as well. Also, there is a bomb in the room with a countdown timer. If you are not quick enough, the bomb will go off.
Suddenly a timer comes up and it says 1 minute 30.
I want to. Okay, I don't like playing scary games, but if Internet History makes a game like this, I would play.
So, Tap begins to search through the toilets and he's getting stabbed by all the needles.
But why?
Arnold?
Why don't you just take the needle out? It's not like a little needle pieces. They're like on the big device thingy. So, but he has like an hour and a half. Oh, he has 90 seconds. I know what he should have done. He's wearing a shirt. He's wearing a sweater. He's wearing 2 layers. So, take off your sweater and then grab all the stuff in the toilet, and the water will come through, and then find the key from there. Or the key will be in the toilet still if it didn't get caught in the sweater pouch that he made. But there'll be a lot of stuff in there so you can spot it right away. Easy. I would totally survive this.
Tap begins to search through the toilets and he's getting stabbed by all the needles. Aren't all the traps meant to be like poetic justice? Like, what has used needles got to do with him being obsessed with Jigsaw?
Oh, that's simple. His search for Jigsaw is like an addiction.
wow, this is just like an allegory for my life.
So he gets the key and he unlocks the door, and then they get out. And that is when it becomes Edda time. It's me, Big Saw,
Edda.
the world's spookiest Halloween serial killer. I lurk in the shadows of cyberspace. Ooh. A fly has fallen into my ointment. An internet user has connected by public Wi-Fi. Let us engage in a game. Dun-dun-dun. Steve, I have your IP address.
Wait, who are you?
Now I am bombarding you with targeted ads. Ha 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 ha. Erectile dysfunction pills, hot milfs and singles in your area. You never appreciated NordVPN when you could have had it.
No!
Ah, look, another caterpillar has slithered into my pickle jar. Let's play a game of more expensive plane tickets. That's right, websites like Skyscanner track your cookies and know if you're shopping around for the cheapest flights, and then they adjust them up.
Oh man! Oh god!
You never appreciated NordVPN, which, if you were shopping a lot, even taking the cost of the subscription into account, probably would have saved you money. Bing, bing, bong. Bing, 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 bong.
Yeah!
This one is watching Netflix, but he doesn't know that the Friends catalog had expired many months ago in his particular country. Yes, little squirrel, you have walked right under a cardboard box with a stick attached. Region locked. Ha 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 ha. Enjoy this terrible monologue instead from Midnight
I am
Mass.
not baby
Printed on
Cody.
the tissue of my dying brain.
Look at it.
And the lightning that jumps between I and the
It's not too late. Go to nordvpn.com/story mode to get a huge deal on a 2-year plan, plus 4 bonus months. Before I make you watch more of this,
energy firing
Not
the
gonna
neurons,
look.
and I'm returning.
well, kill your family. All right, right back to it. The man that Detective Tap just saved says, well, Detective Tap, you have saved me, but your next challenge lays straight ahead. You see, you are not wearing any shoes, and there is
no,
glass all over the
I did a thing.
floor. Your feet are gonna get badly cut up if you walk across it. Da-da-dun, da-da-da-da-dun. Ah, trap time.
With nothing to gain, but
It's
everything to
challenge.
lose, Tap crosses the glass by just
No.
walking around it.
Oh, that's a terrible trap.
Jigsaw says, what is Damn it!
What was the poetic justice with glass on floor, no shoes? No, let me try and predict it. You were always looking through the looking glass, but it was a broken visage of just a reflection on the floor.
Okay, my guess is you
I
never
love the little sorrel touch here for both of them.
appreciated your shoes.
Cute.
Tap heads through a doorway into an operating theatre. And the door locks as well.
Of
He's
course.
trapped in another trap, one of Saw's traps. Do you think this might happen quite a lot throughout the game?
No.
Now, Tap finds another body, and beside it is a tape recorder.
On the tape, Jigsaw says, "Ah, Tap, there is a person in this operating theater rigged up to a trap. And why is this person here? Well, they have been personally affected by your obsession with Jigsaw, me. And if you want to save them, you're gonna have to find a key. Anyway, you don't have the key yet, so you'll have to come back on a later level."
All right, so Detective Tap moves forward, and he walks into another door that has a big puzzle piece on it, so it's clearly trap time. But he looks around the room, there's no one in
Oh,
there.
is that his
The
sign?
door that has a big...
Does he put this sign here throughout the traps? Is that from the movie? Also, I have a confession. This whole time, I was thinking, I know what Jigsaw puzzle is, but for some reason in my head, when I read the word Jigsaw, I didn't think Jigsaw, I thought of Jenga. I was thinking of the wrong game.
big puzzle piece on it, so it's clearly trap time. But he looks around the room, there's no one in there, and suddenly a character spawns in. It's the guy from before whose life he saved from the explosives, remember?
What are you doing? Sorry, buddy. This is part of my game. Nothing personal.
Oh
I'd grab something
no.
quick, though, if I was you.
And then all of a sudden a door opens, and it's a different man's task to kill Detective Tap. I shall do the fighting, he says, and they do fight. Detective Tap wins. Okay, back to the man from
Okay.
earlier. He says,
No! You said you'd free me if I brought him here. My game is over.
So whenever Jigsaw does the laugh, that means you've lost and you're going to die now. Why is he doing the you've lost laugh? Didn't he do what he was meant to do?
He has a you lost laugh. The iconic laugh for when someone's about to die. And then your character doesn't die after the signature laugh. That's not true to the story of the movie. That's not good game design.
Following instructions.
do you know what? I'm leaving. So he leaves out the door.
Because
Slowly
it's
and
weird.
methodically.
His hand doesn't even touch the doorknob. And then...
But why?
I'll always miss him. What was his name?
I don't think he had a name.
Ooh, have you been enjoying the very spooky Halloween episode of Story Mode? Well, Mr. Branson,
But why
please
did
do
he
a recap
die?
of what the fuck is going on. I'm so confused.
All right, so
Because
at
he
this
left the room?
point, Detective Tap has been taken in by Jigsaw. Once Detective Tap escapes from his reverse bear trap, he then proceeds to escape from even more traps. Now he has to save the mysterious person in the operating theater.
Why would he care?
Because he's obsessed with Jigsaw.
Oh, his obsession. Back to the game. Now, Detective Tap wanders into a room that's filled with x-rays and charts, and they paint a story.
Yesterday, Detective Tap, before you were brought here to Sawland, you were shot in the street by some dude. You were bleeding out, dying, and you said you wished you'd appreciated life more. That was the thing you said at the time. I quoted it. So I scooped you up in my arms, and I brought you here. Then I saved your life. You're welcome. You don't have to thank me, but it'd be nice if you did.
Okay.
But nothing is
So
free.
he saved his life just to possibly kill him again? That's very twisted.
Free, Mr. Detective. In place of the bullet, I inserted a sneaky key. And here is the poetic twist. That key is the exit to Soarland, and everyone knows about it. Hence, every person you encounter in this building wants you dead. Da-da-da.
Oh yeah, I forgot that happened. Oh, the chest key, yeah.
Moving on. So
Okay, so he put the key in him, is that what he said? And everyone knows that he has a key inside him, so they all want him. But then also, if someone wants to take the key from him, they have to kill him and open them to take the key out of him. It's so messed up.
Tap continues looking around, and then he finds another door with the words, "The key to survival lies within."
Can he
Tap
just
then
poop it out?
starts doing some busy work. There's a problem with some fuses. He fixes the fuse. He breaks through a wall. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And then he enters a puzzle room. You wouldn't believe it. Trap time. Tap sees that there are 4 bodies laying on 4 tables.
Each body is filled to the brim with razor wire.
Jigsaw suddenly pipes up and goes,
What's a razor wire? Is it just razors on wire? Barbed wire, gotcha.
Jigsaw suddenly pipes up and goes, "Listen, there's a key in one of these 4 bodies, and you'll have to find out which body it is
What
in
is up with him with hiding keys inside people?
order to continue. Here's a knife." Anyway, so he finds the key.
No.
But then suddenly, because he has found the key, a television turns on.
No, not again. I passed your test already.
Yet you did not learn.
Why is Jigsaw such a liar? He's like, I'll free you if you do this, and they do it, and he doesn't come through. He's a liar.
Your lesson.
The footage reveals that the person in the operating theatre is Amanda Young, you know, from the movies. And Jigsaw is chastising her for not learning her lesson.
Of course you could. You chose to let your addiction consume you again and again.
Yada,
Shut
yada, yada.
up.
Something about addiction you just never learn, do you? If you haven't seen the first movie, this will mean absolutely nothing to you, by the way.
Is Jigsaw so against, like, addiction in general? So maybe he wasn't after him, not necessarily because he was obsessed with Jigsaw, but just the fact that he was obsessed. He just hates addiction. And I'm disappointed that the serial killer isn't a nice guy. Listen, if he wants to play a game, he can't be a cheater, and he can't lie. Imagine you play a game, and then they say, oh yeah, if you make it, you get 100 points, and then they don't give you 100 points. What was the point of participating in the game if you wanted 100 points?
Because that's boring. What else is on the tally? He then sees that a door in the room has opened. So he heads through it and back into a main hallway, and then he uses a key, and then he finds another man. The crazed man rushes Tap. Come on, you can make it, but immediately falls. He falls into a pit in the center of the room.
No.
Now it's time for Tap's greatest puzzle of all, a plank. Oh my god, trap time. Devil Tap!
You
I
got
bet
it.
Jigsaw didn't see
Easy.
him solving that one. God dare he get it again! He then sees there is a message spelled out, and it says, "Can you rescue her?" And he thinks to himself, oh, maybe I can. Wait, who are we saving?
Amanda, from the movie.
Right, do we know that she's a bad guy yet?
No, that happens in the 3rd movie.
So, Tap's wandering around, he's doing a thing. Yeah, don't worry about that. Oh my god, a note. Patient medical file. Name blacked out. Now that's a cool name. Initial tests are just a very high IQ with an extraordinary ability to recall facts. He exhibits a need to point out the weaknesses in others, insists that the behavioral changes are that of his wife, who no longer understands him.
Why is it written like when you're like 14 what you wish your report card said?
Yeah, he's got huge potential if he would just apply himself. So, Tap does more fucking around. He's wandering around, don't worry about that. So we get into a room and uh-oh, the door closed behind you and there's a jigsaw puzzle piece. That must mean...
Wait,
It's
do
a
you think
trap
Jigsaw's
time.
behind all this?
transition to cutscene.
The desk in front of you holds the badge of the partner you failed to protect.
Sing. I'm so sorry.
And the Oscar goes to... He continues on and he opens another door, which is also another trap. And he encounters trap time.
A bomb is going to go off unless Detective Tap puts something in a wall to turn on TVs, which has the code to the door.
Oh my god, can he do it? He does.
Oh my
Keep
god,
setting
can
up
he
these
turn
pins,
the TV on?
but he just keeps knocking them down.
He makes it through, and then he sees a key on a felt cloth, and then a man-pig comes running through the door, and he knocks out Detective
Just
Tap.
randomly.
So, Detective wakes up in a room, and he goes, oh, is there more puzzles to solve?
I'm seeing a pattern here.
And there's so many televisions, he can't possibly watch them all at the same time. They all say, can you rescue her, ? And he says, yes, I can, because I am obsessed with Jigsaw. So he goes through the door, and then down some stairs, and into another room. On top of a trash can is a television, and on that television is some footage, and let's play it now.
I didn't tell Boss anything. Not a thing.
I know you didn't.
Promise I won't do it anymore. The drugs,
Crippling my arms in Fallout 3.
none of it.
I know you won't.
I don't know what else I can say, what else I can give.
Your life.
Okay, says Tap, and then he continues walking on. Okay, here it is. This is big trap time. It's like a boss trap, right?
Oh, boss trap.
Hello, Amanda. You remember me?
They were just talking.
Yeah, I mean, like,
This is like the third or fourth contact at this point.
remember me?
Nah, Jagshaw?
Each of you will be injected with different poisons that will slowly break down your body.
Ah, Amanda, you have a drug addiction. Poetically, I am going to inject you with all sorts of poisons, and Detective Tap will have to rescue you.
How is that poetic?
You are not the heroine of your own rescue.
I don't get it.
I thought it was pretty good. I'll try.
Alright, so basically, there's some poison or something, and you gotta do it in the right order with the right something. Who cares? Da-da-da-da-da. Tap solves the puzzle. Amanda says that she knows what Jigsaw looks like.
I saw him. I saw him.
Now, up until this point, nobody has ever seen the mysterious Jigsaw's face. So Detective Tap's like,
Who is he? What did he look like?
That's all you care about? I just nearly died.
what would you like me to ask? How are you feeling? Who gave you that bad haircut? I'm not telling you what he looks like. And then they walk into the next room. I hope she tells me later. And then Tap turns to Amanda and he goes, hey, Amanda, how come next room?
And they
I hope
walk next to each other like this.
she gave
not
you that bad
speaking.
haircut.
Girl, you... what did you talk about?
Later. And then Tap turns to Amanda and he goes, hey, Amanda, how come you're here if you already survived a trap? And Amanda says,
Because I failed a test, Tap. I used to do drugs, so Jigsaw put me in a trap and I survived. I stopped doing drugs for a while, but then they got delicious again, or however drugs work, and I got addicted. So Drugsaw put me in another trap, and you just saved me from that one. So here we are.
Tap and Amanda then run into the basement. And then suddenly Jigsaw appears again.
Jigsaw reveals that another player of the game, Jennings Foster, is here. And he's an old friend of Tap's from the Force.
So Jennings is a bit of a crooked cop, and he killed someone in a hit and run and framed an innocent person. So now he's also in a trap.
All right, well, whatever. He runs down to Jennings, yada, 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 yada. He gets down to a room and there's a bunch of TVs and Jigsaw is questioning Mr. Foster.
Do you think the man you killed cried for help the same way as he lay dying in the street?
How did you know about that? I never told anyone.
How would he know about that?
I don't know.
He definitely wouldn't know about it. Anyway, so he puts that to the back of his mind and he goes running through a steel-grated door.
This one won't close on him, though. Ah!
Fuck.
I was certain.
The door separates him and Amanda. Oh no, help, I am being taken away by the pig man, says Amanda.
Do you see how uninvested he was in that? He's like, oh
damn.
no.
Anyway, Amanda's dead or something. I'd better
Immediate
go catch
turnaround.
Jigsaw, says Detective Tap. So he carries on. He runs up to a work table and he finds nothing. But then he walks down.
They even put a
Finds
little text to make sure that you know that there is nothing here.
But then he walks down 3 stairs and suddenly there's a man and he's got that device on him that is used in Saw 3. So So anyway, the guy's head gets blown off. Tap is terribly traumatized by it all.
Obviously.
Back to Jigsaw, says Detective Tap, and he walks into the next room. Inside the room is a standing barrel and a television. Oh my god, it's trap time with barrels. So there's a barrel and it's filled with acid. So Detective Tap must reach his arm into the barrel to retrieve a key that's somehow floating in the middle of it. Mr. Branson, what's the justification for a barrel of acid? What's the poetic justice involved?
You see, the barrel represents his life, and the acid... actually, you know what? I'll just let Jigsaw explain it.
The key, like your life, lies in the bottom of the barrel.
Boo. So he plunges his hand into it instead of using a
Is
stick
this
or
a
a...
thing where Jigsaw like makes everything symbolic, like his traps are symbolic? He forces it to represent something.
coat hanger or something? And he retrieves the key.
Why did you stick your hand in it? You were meant to tip it over. The puzzle was to tip it over.
Anyway, he solved that puzzle and he's got the key. Tap continues through the
This is
doorway
true.
as a man runs
Why didn't it just tip it over? Why didn't I think of that?
off in front of him. Ooh, pretty spooky. Tap heads down to a boiler room and there he finds... What do you think he's going to find?
Ooh, I reckon he'll find the answer to all his questions and the cure to his obsession.
You're close. It was another trap.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. First, though, we find a note. Even walking can be dangerous in Jigsaw's world. Tap makes it to the boiler room, and Jigsaw pops up again on the television.
The steam from these pipes will kill you.
You must find a way to redirect the steam, Detective Tap. You see, you've always been steaming mad that you've never been able to catch me.
Tap realizes that he can turn off the steam if he had some sort of wheel that he could use to close the pipes, and then he could walk through it. I bet that wheel is in the janitor's closet, says Detective Tap, so he starts heading in that direction. But uh-oh, it turns into a cutscene, which means that someone is about to grab him. Correct.
It's the same one
Suddenly,
that grabbed
Tap
Amanda.
wakes up from the bathroom floor, and he sees a shotgun collar around his neck.
What
and
is
he
that?
starts to panic. Oh, there's
Isn't
also
that
a
the
riddle
same thing that made the other guy die? What the heck is shotgun collar?
on the wall. What does it say? What does it say?
Darkness illuminates.
Now, Detective Tap walks over to the...
Jigsaw sounds like such a emo kid. Darkness illuminates. Honestly, at this point, just take me. Yeah, like he seems like he's gonna die anyway. See, if I was in this situation, I don't know what I would do. I think I would cry.
In the darkness, he sees... Trap time. But instead of a fancy new trap, it's just the toilet thing again. Thing is, the first two times I saw this, I thought, oh, that's quite dumb. But the third
Jigsaw is running out of ideas, huh?
time I saw it, I went, ooh, that's quite spooky. All right. So anyway, he's got the key now, so he leaves out the door, and then he's running around. You know what? He's starting to feel pretty comfortable with the shot collar now. He can't really imagine life without it. Then he stumbles upon another puzzle, and this time it's one of those things that they keep at the dentist's office so that the kids are occupied while waiting in reception.
I've never
And then he
played
runs
that.
into another room, and on a white chalkboard it says in felt tip, the wheel is nearby. That seems pretty spooky. And look at that, he has found the wheel that he needed in order to turn off the steam. He puts it on this, and then he turns the thing, and the steam turns off. And then Jigsaw shows up again and he goes, you can now redirect the steam. Congratulations.
But the game is heating up, so hurry, or your game will be over.
That was a pun. He did one.
Things are heating up. Anyway, he carries on through the pipes. Turns out he didn't turn off all of the...
SMH. Over the course stealing ears, you have had tiny bear trap attached to your ear. You must eat 1,000 acorns in 2 minutes. Or you'll lose your ears forever. No, they always come back. You can't do that.
steam. So there's some time-based puzzles. When will this plot advance? Tap wonders to himself aloud.
He gets through the steam.
Oh no, it's the upgrade to Pyramid Head. He's got one extra side. Cube Head.
Okay.
the trap is, he must fight and kill the man who has a box on his head. So Detective Tap lures him past shotgun traps, and it does
So little damage.
but then look how much damage it does when he hits him with his hand. So he runs over to the table, and there are a couple of televisions there. Jigsaw comes onto the television.
Logical.
Have you learnt your lesson now, Tap?
You're so obsessed with me, God.
Alright, so anyway, the furnace exploded, and that was pretty exciting. Then Tap heads off to Jennings. But as soon as he runs through the door, a television? On the television, Jennings is there and he is protesting his innocence. He says,
He was in the middle of the street, just came right out in front of me. I didn't mean to hurt him.
You framed an innocent man.
it's just filler. Alright, so they start sending around, just kind of looking at things. Remember this from the third movie? Ah, pigs, that'll be a reference you remember. And then once they're done with that, they just kind of send you into the next room. And look at that, it's Jennings. And he is being held in a trap. We enter the room and there's a sword of Damocles swinging back and forth. What could this trap possibly be about? Detective Tap turns and looks at the television.
As a forensic scientist, you knew just what to clean, but you couldn't clean guilt from your soul.
You heard it, right? You heard the little you couldn't clean the guilt from your soul? I don't know.
Just what to clean, but you couldn't clean guilt from your soul. Unless the officer you involved in your crime can hold the blade, we will see what you really have inside.
What's that got to do with cleaning? Alright, so how do we stop the sword of Damocles?
There's a spinning thing over here and a spinning thing over there, and you have to connect them with gears. And that's it. But you got to do it 4 times.
But that looks like a fun game.
That's pretty good. That's our best puzzle yet.
Although Jennings doesn't seem too bothered, to be honest. The sword of Damocles stops swinging, and Jennings is released. In a fit of relief, he throws himself
What
over
if that landed badly? Then you solve the puzzle for nothing.
floor. You know, I'm going to have a guess here.
Go on.
Instead of partnering with him and goes, come on, we're a dynamic duo that's going to solve puzzles together and get the jigsaw. Instead, he's going to go, I'm going to fight you for no reason.
You fuck! You fucker!
He's the same, Gio.
You know what, Tap? We're all here because of you. So save me the preaching, alright? I'm not dying, so you can catch the boogeyman. You deserve each other.
Eh?
You're
He just
welcome.
runs off.
Ah, we're going faster now because it is quite tedious. Detective Tap goes over to a TV, which shows Melissa Singh, who is the widow of his old partner. Who is Tap's partner?
Detective Stephen Singh, who died in the film.
Oh, and he had a lovely wife, Melissa.
It feels like you haven't played the game, Mark.
All right, well, for some reason, Melissa has been trapped, and she is loving it. So, Tap finds his way outside, and then someone throws a Molotov cocktail at him, which he dodges. Tap then makes it to a gravesite. He kills some men there. Then he goes to the grave of Stephen Singh. Wait, why is he buried here at the insane asylum? Also, a better question. Why does he feel so terrible about the indirect, not even his fault, accidental death of his partner, Detective Singh, when he's killed like 100 people in a more direct way since then?
I mean, no, because he worked with him. Like, if I died, Mark, you'd be heartbroken, wouldn't you?
Alright, so there is Detective Tap, and he comes to another set of television.
He did
Then he
not
goes through a
answer.
series of ever more wacky obstacles to help Melissa Singh, whom he has a romantic interest with. Wouldn't that be the greatest twist of all? It was all a setup to get these two together.
Now, my greatest trap of all. Marriage.
He carries on down the corridor, and there is a man who is blinking brightly. Why, what's on his hand? A bomb?
Looks like a grenade in a case.
Some sort of new
He
Apple
still has
Watch.
that thing around his neck as well, and not getting to fix this anytime soon, is he?
You never appreciated, That's what happens if you masturbate.
You always jacked off with your left hand. Now it's in a box.
Get it together, Mr. Branson. We are now at Melissa Singh, the love of my life. Oh, but she's been put in some sort of trap. Trap time!
Meta Knight.
Yay! Jigsaw, tell us, what's the trap?
It's an Iron Maiden of saw blades. To solve this one, Detective Tapp, you're going to have to move this block around. One of my best ones yet.
Hello, Melissa. It's time to wake up.
What do you mean, wake up? She's...
Now we're just playing a bunch of
yet.
board games to survive, which I'll be down for. I like board games. Did anyone survive Jigsaw in the movie? Quite a few. So there is a hope. Actual hope. He's not actually lying always, saying, solve this puzzle or win this game, you'll live. The survivor stopped their bad habit. So he thinks that they're bad people. And so if they stop doing what he thinks is bad, they get to live. If they survive and they leave, but they do the thing that he thinks is bad, he brings them back in here.
It's time to wake up.
What do you mean, wake up? She's... was she sleep standing up? Never mind. I have to know who does the voice for this. Melissa.
Condoned it.
The
Gamers.
Shadow Menace. Gamers the Shadow.
They're really digging in right now.
Okay, so we managed to find the trailer for this movie, and you are about to see what the voice of Melissa looks like.
Please be in another language.
I just want to be a gamer, Mom.
Okay, guys, ready?
Ready. Oh no!
No way!
They're doing a cross between Ocean's 11 and Dungeons Dragons, I think.
Do you guys remember the story of the gamers that disappeared from their table 15 years ago?
Wait, hold on. I thought they were saying that
Gamers
actor
that
did the
disappeared from
voice
their
of the
table 15
woman.
years.
They're saying this guy was the voice actor.
Their table 15 years ago.
Yes! Okay. Can we do this as one of the next story modes?
Holy shit.
No.
Which games do you remember forever?
That's Melissa.
That's Melissa.
Oh, okay.
Go, Melissa.
They
Act your...
kind of look alike a little
That's
bit.
Melissa.
That's Melissa.
Go, Melissa. Act your heart out.
Which games do you remember forever? The ones where your character wins some imaginary gold? Or the
Why does the mouth not move? I think they're just recording how dumb the movie looks. Gotcha.
ones where they grew into something greater than the stats?
You're in what might be called an Iron Maiden. Move
That
the
close
cues
on
to the
her.
symbols and avoid the strikes. After 6 strikes, the device will snap shut, and this place will be your doom.
Okay, this is a pretty funny trap. I've got 3 solutions.
All right, go on.
Number 1, this is just a chain of batteries. So you could just go and yank the cord out. Number 2, you could very easily take that thing over there and shove that in the mechanism.
Sure.
Number 3, the exit is right there. Detective Tapp saves the day and he wins the love of Melissa, and he turns to her and he says,
Melissa,
Melissa, listen, I'm gonna be your new husband.
Don't you touch me! Get away! This is all your fault! All because of you! Why won't you just leave me alone?
Oh, not again, says Detective Tapp. Well, let's at least get you out of here. So Detective Tapp leads the way. They leave out the most obvious door, but Melissa is staying back. Then she turns around and goes, ho, 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 not so fast, Slick.
I'm sorry, David. You deserve this. He said if I made it this far, I could choose to leave. I'm leaving. And I'm not sorry. Goodbye.
That's so crazy, Melissa. We should kiss.
What if Jigsaw sees her behavior and he's like, oh, you're behaving bad. So even though you laughed and yes, you can leave because you said bad things or you were hurtful, which I perceive bad, you come right back into the Jigsaw land. Tisk tisk, Melissa.
Detective Tapp quickly bounces back from the breakup, and he heads towards the
Let's
Oak
go.
Ward. It's just more traps and stuff, don't worry about that. There's a crematorium. Oh my god, I'm not reading through this. I'm not doing any more of this. You know what?
Why?
I'm gonna skip big chunks of
don't
this
give
fucking game and
up.
see if I still understand what is happening by the end.
Do you understand what's happening now?
Yeah, I know what happened. Someone with no imagination whatsoever bought the license rights to the Saw franchise. Alright, so we skip to the end of the game.
Rip. Oh, did he make it? Is this end?
Atrium are 2 doors. A door to truth, a door to freedom.
Okay.
This is the last choice you'll have to make.
So, Detective Tapp is there and he is standing in front of 2 doors, and he must choose between them. Mr. Branson, please tell me what's behind each of the doors. What's behind freedom?
In the freedom door, everyone, including Tapp, gets set free, but Tapp will never get the answers to all his questions. But in the truth door, Tapp gets the answers to all his questions, but he has no guarantee that he's getting out of here alive.
Just leave.
What would you choose, Mr.
Literally,
Branson?
sometimes ignorance is bliss. Literally, you don't have to know everything. Literally, you're gonna forget a lot of stuff anyway. Like I like see stuff online, and then I don't retain all the info anyway. So it's not worth. Just go back home. Go home and stay home. Sleep in your bed. Shower in your bathroom. Freedom. Sometimes you wish you could unlearn something, right? So what if he learns the truth and then he kind of wishes he didn't know? Then it's lose-lose.
Ooh. I honestly think this point, this far in, I would probably uninstall the game. Let's start with freedom.
So, after going through the freedom door, we immediately cut to Detective Tapp back in his shitty apartment, and he has a gun on the table. My god. This is depressing, but it's gritty and realism. And then he just goes offline. Are you kidding me? That's the canon ending.
That's the canon ending.
Alternatively, the other ending. What happens if we go through the truth door?
So, I die at the end. He gets to end the game. But he has a device around his head. But like, if that thing explodes around his neck, that's gonna be a quick death too. So he got nothing out of that.
Ah, Detective Tapp, chosen the truth door, I see. Well, now you're gonna have to go through a gauntlet of other traps. I'll be honest, I thought you were gonna pick the freedom door. Tapp chases down Jigsaw. He smashes through a door, no warrant. He starts absolutely wailing on Jigsaw. But here's a twist that you wouldn't expect from the Saw franchise. That's not Jigsaw.
Huh?
That's Melissa.
Get her!
Melissa has a tape recorder and starts playing it out loud.
Hello, Melissa. If you're hearing this, you survived your test.
What Tapp hears is this. Jigsaw kidnapped Melissa's son and blackmailed her into working for him to slow down Tapp. But to make sure she couldn't tell Tapp, he stitched her mouth shut.
Oh my god. Is that... Yep.
That's it. And then she gets up and walks into a shotgun trap and dies just like her husband, Detective Singh, did.
Oh.
It's not really poetic, is it?
Then what happens to Detective Tapp?
He loses it for some reason. He snaps and goes crazy.
Dude!
Wait, no, does he also
Jigsaw's definition of setting some people free is just killing them. He's a liar once again. And the thing explodes around
does he
neck.
also disconnect from Minecraft, like in the Freedom one?
No, he survived. So
I like how he calls it disconnect from Minecraft.
How is that the bad ending?
Because he goes insane and he's stuck in a mental asylum. He thinks he's in the traps. He's obsessed.
Okay.
Not everything has a happy ending, Mark.
They both had bad ending though.
Well, I can tell you one thing.
I don't like it. There wasn't a chance for him to have a good ending. So you did all that for bad ending A or bad ending B. You worked that hard for like no chance of actually getting a good ending.
Lost.
All right, let's
That's
do
bad.
Q&A. Question mark? My first question is, if it's called Saw, what did he see?
I don't get it.
I want to know.
Don't do this.
Saw the game.
2009. So there's a good chance that
Todd Howard was influenced in some way by this game for Skyrim. Oh, they had Tobin Bell. That's actually real Jigsaw. Oh. There you go. Oh, and they got Jen Taylor?
So Amanda from Jigsaw is the voice of Katana.
Katana?
Cortana. Wait, hold on. I think I've got another trap, Mr. Branson. You're in the shower.
Oh, yeah.
And your hair it's real greasy and you need to wash it. But only conditioner.
Only conditioner?
Oh, no.
Yep. And it's not one of those 2-for-1 things.
Oh, no.
I got a scary one.
Yeah.
This is one that'll probably hit a lot of people close to home.
Yep.
You're washing your hair, but every time you put your hand through your hair, a little bit more hair comes out.
No!
You think, oh, that's probably going to come back in a couple of years' time.
And then you plug it up with a drain with your foot. And then you start going, wait, how many hairs are there? Let's hold on.
Would a key float in acid?
No. Alright, do we have any more thoughts on this game? It is very stupid.
If you liked it, I'm sure you're not wrong.
Wrong! No, there is a right and a wrong answer. This is a bad game. It should be more like Final Fantasy, where there's like combat and like leveling up.
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Because I feel like if I could quickscope Jigsaw, I feel a lot more tense.
Alright, everyone, that was a very spooky Halloween episode. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, watch out for Jigsaw. But if you do see him, just grab a doorstop and you will be able to beat practically any trap. Inventing saw traps. Number 1.
What if you had to hammer yourself to wood?
Oh,
I
yeah,
love
that's quite
that.
good. Yeah, so there's like saws going off down here, electric saws or whatever.
I think saws is a little bit off-brand.
And then there's like this plank of wood that's like rising. It's so thick around that
I
you
love
can't
this
grab it.
That's good.
And then, so you have to hammer yourself to it.
Oh, that's yucky. I like that.
Okay, this is the multi-person trap. This is a pretty small room. There is a metal grate. Nothing but beans for dinner.
Beans?
Now, he must eat all of the beans.
Oh, beans.
And there are a lot of beans.
Are we talking a lot of beans or are we talking a lot of beans?
A lot of beans. And
It's
there
gonna
is
be
no
so stinky
ventilation in this
here.
room. So, there's our wall. And he's on one side.
This is Tap?
This is Tap. And there is a hole at the wall. And about, what have you got?
And then there's a key.
Oh my gosh, that was so silly. Yeah, I was not gonna play this game, and I am now certain that I am not missing out not playing this game. But that was really fun to watch through. Sorry about the complete spoiler, but there are only 2 possible endings, and they both suck. So, good thing that I didn't try. People clap.